Sometimes I get the feeling that the immigrants were sent from Texas to Chicago and New York on purpose. And the reason why I would say that is because it's going to get cold in those states, Chicago and New York. And people in those states know that that cold weather can drop below zero and it can do some damage to the ligaments, to the body. And it's enough to make a person not want to be here. You know, maybe they wanted to come here, but once they go through that cold, they're not going to want to be here. And so I get the notion that they were sent to cold climates on purpose for them to suffer. I could be wrong, ain't no proof of it. But why the cold climates? Why New York and Chicago? And they say, oh, because these are sanctuary cities. These are cities that pride themselves on taking immigrants. Okay, that's a slick way to put it. But if these cities don't have time to prepare for all the immigrants that's coming, and therefore these immigrants got to sleep on the ground outside, then these immigrants are going to suffer when the cold weather comes. And so that's why I get the feeling that this was intentional for Chicago and New York, you know, for these immigrants to suffer for coming over here. So instead of locking them up in detention and got to pay guards to watch them and protect them and guard them, and they said, we'll just send you to cold sanctuary cities where you're going to suffer anyways from the cold weather and zero below weather. Some of these cities are going through zero below weather right now and a lot of snow. Imagine trying to sleep on a sidewalk. There's snowing and it's zero below. That's going to do some damage to somebody. So I don't know. For me, it's kind of cruel, you know. I understand it's frustrating to take on people that you don't expect to have. You're already managing your city, state, or with the people that you do have with your budget, and then you get 40, 50,000 more people. And it's like, okay, what do we do now? And I guess the quick answer was, let's send them to other states, sanctuary states, that say they take immigrants. So if they take immigrants, then they shouldn't have no problem taking more immigrants. So let's send them there. But the thing is, the government, they had to pay somebody to take them to Chicago and New York. So I wonder how much that bill was. And I know I seen something that the coach line bus that was bringing them to Chicago, New York, was charging $1,600 per passenger. And I believe the ticket going from Texas to Chicago or New York, the ticket would be no more than $300. But the coastline bus is charging $1,600 per passenger. So they made an ugly killing. They made a nice little piece of change. And now those bus companies are getting sued for $700 million by Chicago, I believe, uh, for whatever violation, whatever they came up with to sue them on. But they being sued for $700 million. So I don't know if that money was worth it, especially if Chicago win the lawsuit. So we'll see how that goes. So I guess it's also an attempt by Chicago to stop these buses from coming in, overload their economy, because they may not have a budget for all these people. And some people believe that with the new people coming in, it just takes away from the old people that needed help. The veterans or the poor people that was already poor, that was looking for that help. It's going to take away from them. And so we'll see. It's certainly a mess to keep your eye on. Also, I've seen that now these immigrants are going knocking on people's doors, asking for help, asking for food. Even some businesses, they're knocking on the doors, asking for help and food. And so this is kind of irritating some people that this is going on, you know. But the thing is, if you bring somebody from somewhere else to somewhere else, they're gonna learn to adapt and how to survive. And so that's what they're doing in my eyes. They're adapting and they're trying to survive, in that new area that they're in. Not saying that's wrong, not saying that's right, but survival skills kicking in. The government or the state city official only can do so much. When that run out, now they gotta be in survival mode. How they gonna survive? And America is always looked at as a sympathetic giving place. So they wanna tap into those people that's gonna give, which is sad, man. Um, I don't understand the open border if you don't have a way to help these people. Why should the borders be open? The borders should be closed. Um, but I don't have a problem with foreigners coming here. But like I said before in my other video, the stuff that they go through in their country, I want to open the gate for them myself and let them come over, because some of this stuff they going through, no water, barely no food, that'll flush somebody out, man. That'll cause health problems and all other kind of stuff. It's probably miserable to go through that, you know. But just my little 2 cents on it. Just sitting here watching all this immigrant stuff on the news makes me think, where these people sent from Texas to Chicago, Texas to New York, to cold climates that drop to 0 below weather in the winter on purpose to make them suffer. And it's being disguised as, oh, these are sanctuary states, states that love taking in immigrants and, love to give immigrants a place to stay. Is it being played off and disguised like that was the reason for out here? Somebody had to know, winter is coming in a month or 2, 3 months. And let's make them states look bad. And let's make the people coming over here suffer so they can see on the news that these other people are freezing that came over here. So that'll stop other people from coming over here. So let's see, there's a bunch of games being played. Like the game of, they said that the immigrants chose where they want to go or something like that. Choose where they want to go. What if some said Miami? Well, why did they end up in New York or Chicago? And so that'd be a question for the immigrants. Did they really choose where they want to go, or did the bus go where it wanted to go and just drop them off at certain states that they wanted to antagonize and irritate? Who knows what's going on here? But I think the immigrants was dropped to New York and to Chicago on purpose so they can suffer in the winter cold months. That's my little 2 cents on it. I'm out.